Today we will discuss about how to plot simple graph in Python using different modules. So let's start. As you can see, I have included two basic libraries which are related to this, namely NetworkX and Matplotlib. So before we actually visualize graph, first we need to create that. So the very first graph is G, and the command for creation of G is nx dot graph. Here NX stands for network X. So after this particular statement, now graph is created, but currently it does not have any node or vertex. Now we need to add nodes. For that, command is g dot add node. So let us say first node is node 1. Now node 1 is added to the graph. Similarly, we can add more nodes. Now if we want to add node 2, node 3, node 4 and node 5. Now, sometimes it is also required to know which node are present in the underlying graph. So for that, the command is g.nodes. So this will tell you the total number of existing nodes in the underlying graph. Similar to node, we have command for edge, and we are also supposed to write down which edge we want to add. So let's say first I want to add edge 1 and 2. So this is added. Now I want to add another edge between 2 and 3. Similarly, we can add edge between 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 and so on. Sometimes it is required to know which edge are present in the graph. For that, command is g dot edge. This is all about creation. Now our graph is ready, but now we want to visualize it. So for that, command is nx.draw g. Now as you can see, g is drawn here. But as you can see, the graph nodes are not labeled. To label the graph, we have one option, which is nothing but now as you can see, all the vertices are labeled. Now, it may possible that sometimes you want to change the color of the graph. I am talking about the vertex color. Let's say we want to change the color blue to red. So for that, the command as you can see, now all the nodes are having different colors. But now let us say I want to add one more edge in this particular graph. So here we will use the same command as g.add edge, but now I am adding this particular edge. As you can see, there is no sixth vertex, only 5 vertices are here. So now let us see what happens. It is difficult to visualize it as the nodes are unlabeled. So again, we need to assign to these particular property. Now, as you can see, 5 is connected to 6 and 6th node is created. That means you can also create a graph without adding vertices. That is only through edge. So, let me take this example. Let us say h equals to nx dot graph. Here h is equals to new graph. So h graph is created. Now I am adding edges. So for that you already know the command. Let's say I am adding an edge between 1 and 2. And then let's say an edge between 1 and 3. And then 1 and 4 and 1 and 5. And now I want to check my graph. So for that again command is now instead of G we are going to draw H. Let us see. So as you can see, the graph is drawn without actually adding the vertices. Now the next thing is we will draw graph using inbuilt functions. So let us say I want to draw a path graph. Path graph is nothing but a graph of n vertices and exactly n minus 1 edges and is connected graph. And now we need to specify the number of vertices. So to draw graph with 7 vertices, we need to write number of vertices. Now this is created. In this way, we can create path graphs. And using similar syntax, we can draw cyclic graph. So let us say we want to draw a cyclic graph instead of path graph. We will write cycle here. Let's say C stands for cycle. Now what we will do, we will draw this particular graph. Now instead of P, we will write C here. Now you can see here it is a cyclic graph. Let me create one more graph, but now instead of 8, I will use 9 vertex. So here, let me name this particular graph also C. So here the graph with 9 nodes. Now the next graph is a complete graph. Complete graph is nothing but a graph in which every pair of vertices is connected by an unique edge. We will be taking only 8 vertices here. So here's the complete graph. Now we will increase the number of vertices to make more complex graph. Let me write it 90.